recording on this computer.
Okay.
Jordan, thanks again for all of your hard work in getting this team together. And thank you, everybody, for taking time on your busy schedules to be a part of this team and be on this call tonight. It's very important to us that we get this out to everybody, and you guys are part of our frontline team getting all the information out while we're at NYC. And thank you for Jordan kind of taking the lead on all of this. So, Jordan, take it away.
All righty. Well, thank you guys again so much. I was hoping to have more of the actual Trello boards built out before we jumped on this call, but I definitely forgot about this call until like 6:30. So here we are. Basically, all I want to cover on this call is the draft of the schedule and our system for communication. And when he said step out, he literally meant step out. Okay. Cool. He just walked. Okay. All right. So I want to talk about the rough draft of the schedule and our system for communication. First, before we get into that system, I think we're maybe going to take like 20 minutes tonight, so it shouldn't be too long of a call. I am going to recant one thing that we said last time. We do want to make sure that everyone has their own camera gear. It was mentioned before that there was a possibility of being able to potentially loan out some gear. The team has grown to such a size that that's just not really going to be feasible. So we are asking everyone to bring your own camera gear. If that is any kind of issue, just please let me know and we will see what we can do. Following that, some age-old wisdom from the sages. You can't fire a volunteer, but they sure can quit. So if you see any issues with what you were assigned to on either Trello or on the Excel sheet, please let me know. We're going to do our best to move things around. I tried to kind of plug people in where I thought might be most fitting based off of age, and I know most of the people on this team, so I tried to get somewhat of interest lined up. But if you have anything that at all is going to conflict with the slot you were put in, or for some reason it's not going to work, let me know. We're going to work with you and do our best to get that changed. In worst case scenario, we'll just pull you from the slot, and either I or someone else will jump in there. Okay, Excel PDF is a work in progress, so you will find the final assignments in the Trello app. So if you have not yet gotten on Trello, please do that within the next day or two. I know a lot of you already have, but Trello is where you're going to be able to find your assignment, all of the descriptions of where you're going, what time, what you need to upload. All of that is going to be found in Trello. So speaking of Trello, let's go ahead and jump into Trello here. Let me share my screen. And I have a very large screen, so this might show up really small on your device. I'll try to make it as big as possible. Can everyone see the Trello board?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Oh, that might be obnoxiously large. Okay, it's getting worse. Okay, it's close enough. So when you first open Trello, you will see a few columns. Everyone on this call, you are mainly going to be concerned with the first column. The first column is where all the assignments are going to be and all the descriptions. The rest of the columns are for the rest of our workflow, which I will be managing, my wife Caitlin will be managing, and Nate. So the rest, you can kind of ignore the rest of those columns. You guys will basically be looking at these first few columns. So every one of these, you can see the main descriptor is what the actual event is, and then the bottom right, you can see they are being assigned to different individuals. Green means strictly photography. Green and orange means photography and copy. Now, if you're not familiar with the term copy, it's basically just a marketing term meaning written words. So when we're asking for copy, basically what we explain in each item, but we want to make sure you provide a caption with your photos. So when you upload the photos to Trello, if it asks you for a caption, make sure you include a caption. So when we post it, we're not just posting a random photo, but we can put actually some words in the caption along with it. So let's jump into one of these here. So you see Wednesday registration atmosphere. Let's jump in this one. Wednesday evening general session. So this one is assigned to Chloe Ball. Chloe should be able to see this in her Trello that it is assigned to her. Then each one has a due date. The due date, we are putting this here because this entire process, our main goal, the reason we have such a large team is we want to be able to publish assets as quickly as possible. So the main goal is to get the pictures from you into editing and post them as quickly as humanly possible. So the due date is when we are asking for you to have your photos uploaded. Now, how do I upload photos? You will simply upload them into Trello. So if you're on a desktop, you can just click on the attachment and from computer, or if you are on a mobile device, you can hit add attachment and from photos. I'll talk more about that in just a second. So the due date here is 9 o'clock p.m., so that's towards the end of service. And of course, if you, I don't want to phrase this, we're asking, what we're looking for, like I said, we're trying to move as quickly as possible. So what we're looking for is 3 of your best photos from that session. A lot of times when I'm shooting a service, I may have a photo that I know is post-worthy halfway through the session. If you have that and you know that it's going to be a good one, go ahead and upload it. Again, the main thing we're looking here, we're trying to balance speed and quality. So ideally, to have the highest quality, you need to take as long as it takes to get that quality, but time really is of the essence with this project. So say you're halfway through the service, you have 2 pictures that are really, really good of the praise team, go ahead and upload those, and we'll start processing them. And then once you have the photos of the main speaker, go ahead and get that uploaded, and we'll get that moving on processing. So a couple notes on moving photos. My workflow, I shoot with a Canon 70D. It has Wi-Fi built into it. So when I'm shooting for an event and I know that my main goal is for social, I will shoot in RAW plus JPEG, and I can connect my phone directly to my camera, and I'll just throw a couple of my best photos straight to my phone and start editing, and boom, it's posted within 5 minutes of taking the picture. If your camera does not have the ability to connect to your phone, make sure you bring a laptop to whatever session you're shooting, unless you're at a general session. I will have my editing workstation in the back that you can just bring your camera by the back and drop me a couple of photos if you're on a main session. But if you're in like one of the morning sessions, make sure you either send photos to your phone or have your computer with you that you can get them quickly uploaded. And then just look through the checklist. We need some photos of worship team and musicians and some photos of main speaker. Now, when we say photos, remember, time is of the essence. So I don't have time to sift through 400,000 photos, in the 5 minutes that we have between breaks. So we're asking for your 3 best photos from the session. If you have 5 that are just really good and you know that all 5 of those would work really, really well, upload 3. So we just need 3 good photos per line item. So if it says photos of worship team / musicians, you can upload 3 photos of worship team musicians. Photos of main speaker, upload 3. I know I'm talking really quickly, going through a lot of information here. Does anyone have any questions so far?
You just answered one of mine. So
Cool. All right, everyone else is utterly confused. Perfect. That's the way I like it. All right. So photos of worship team musicians you'll see in like some of the morning sessions here. It's got more checklist items: photos of room / atmosphere, photos of main speaker, and copy for caption. So basically, we're asking that you attend the whole session, and you can kind of take notes on your phone. And if you have like a couple quotes that you think would be really good, and you don't want to just pick one, you can just throw them all as a comment. So here, Brother Jeremy Lang, maybe he says something really good in Hebrew, Baruch Hashem or something. Just record some kind of copy or caption that we can use along with the photos. And you can kind of check off those checklist items as you go through it. And once you're finished, once you've uploaded your photos, uploaded the copy, what you'll do is you'll click here that it's completed, and then you are going to, where is it at? Here, actions moved. You're going to move to asset curation. And what that will do is it is going to take it out of asset creation, and it's going to put it over here in the curation slot. And once you put it in, I'm going to make this a little bigger. Once you put it in asset curation, you can wipe your hands. You're done with the assignment. And at that point, I will be watching the asset curation tab all week long. And as soon as things are put there, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to edit those photos, and I'm going to get them into ready to post so Nate can then jump in and post everything. Now, if you are uploading photos periodically, say you do have that Wi-Fi capability and you have a really good shot, you're like, this one's really good, and you just go ahead and throw it into the assignment, don't move it to asset curation until you're done. I will be monitoring the tabs or the different assignments, and if I see a photo in there, I'll go ahead and start editing it, but don't move it to asset curation until you're completely done. And that's pretty much all you need to know. I might send out a sheet with some kind of helpful, probably when we get closer, I will kind of go, once I get to the hotel, I will go through the rooms and the main session room and kind of do some light metering and put in some recommended settings to kind of maximize, your ISO and aperture, and make sure, just not make sure, but kind of give some helpful tips on how to maximize light. I was talking to, I believe it was Lydia. I don't know if she's on this call tonight, but I was talking to Lydia earlier today about some worries about the darkness in the main session. So I'll kind of give hopefully some helpful tips on how to maximize that. And if we have to sacrifice some grain, we sacrifice some grain. We can always throw, some effects over it to make it look like it was intentional. My everlasting motto in creative endeavors is fix what you can, cover what you must. So that's what we will do throughout this week. So it's a pretty self-explanatory system. Once you get into Trello, you can access it on your phone, desktop. You should be able to see everything that's assigned to you, and it should be pretty straightforward. I'll stop again. Any questions so far on Trello or any of the systems or assignments? Cool. Good to see Chloe Ward jump on. Chloe's going to help us out with some sessions on Friday. So hello.
What's up, everybody? Hey.
Thank you so much for joining the team. There might be one name on there that on the schedule you don't recognize, Jonah Lawson. He is a good friend down from the Louisville area that just so happens to be attending the conference, and I more or less forced him into helping us out on Friday. But I'm excited for him to be working with us too. All right.
What's up, Jonah?
Hi, Jonah. I don't think Jonah's on the call, but I'll let him know you said hi.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to be nice and friendly, and yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to send, I do have an updated version of the PDF schedule, even further updated from what I sent out earlier, and just kind of take a look at it. That'll give you an idea of kind of the whole schedule. And again, if there's any issues or slots you just can't make, just let me know. So send me a text and we will try and work around it. Sound good, everybody? Cool. All right, when the confusion wears off here in a few minutes and you think of some questions, let me know. But other than that, thank you all so much for being part of this team. I know it's a big commitment to ask you to work at NYC. And like Brother Bry always told me, working for the youth board, I would pay you guys, but the Lord's going to be able to bless you so much more than I ever could possibly bless you. So I'm going to let him take care of all the blessings.
You mean we're not getting paid for this?
And we just lost Chloe Ward. All right. All right, everyone. Well, I'll send out that PDF here in a few minutes. And if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, Baruch Hashem, and we'll talk to you all later. Good night.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, thank you. Love the AirPods, by the way. Looking good.
Hey.
I don't know how do I leave? I don't know how to leave. There it is.